Alright, what's going on everybody? Anime Rambo back with another episode. Today we'll be discussing Kaiju No.8 Chapter 64. What is going on? Well, if you remember where we left off from the last chapter, Reno and Iharu managed to get their shit together, managed to show a little bit of teamwork and coordinate an attack with the 4th Division finally, because I mentioned this in my last video. Had they had shown this teamwork at the beginning, they wouldn't be in this position right now. Reno wouldn't be injured. It was extremely reckless and dangerous on his part. But this chapter, the final shot has been taken. The mole kaiju is down and out. Captain Ogata comes over the microphone and he tells Reno, hey look, you passed. Alright, congratulations. You are now the wielder of numbered weapon 6, the king of the kaiju, moving into this final battle against Kaiju number 9. Well, I can't really say it's the final battle, but really they have a month before Kaiju number 9's, next attack. It's not going to be the final attack, I can't say that, but Reno is packing some serious heat moving into that next altercation whenever it happens. Now, there was pushback from the scientist lady, alright? She asks, are you sure about that? The danger of rushing off to sacrifice himself because of his intense sense of responsibility was something you wanted to warn him about, was it not? Yes, it should have been. But Captain Ogata in this moment was like, that's not something an old-timer should lecture him about. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, especially what we find out at the end of the chapter. Spoilers, if you haven't read the chapter, I jump around, so you have been warned. We find out at the end of the chapter that Captain Ogata, he was a sole survivor of the Cataclysm 6 incident. You should definitely warn him about this. But we're going to get into that a little bit later. I just wanted to cover Iharu and Reno's development and potentially what this means moving forward, because when Captain Ogata is reporting into Captain Mina about his opinion on Iharu and on Reno, specifically Reno, he uses some pretty strong words and says that he has a one-track mind, he's stubborn, and he's dangerous. Dangerous, right? This is someone that, you should definitely give your old-timer words of wisdoms to, especially given the threat that you're about to go into, given the numbered weapon that he is possessing, the one that you clearly have history with, and you're the most skeptical about numbered weapons. Now, why is he so skeptical about numbered weapons, people who use them, and, the effects that they have on the body? Well, because of Hikari. We found out this chapter that Captain Ogata's old squad was the 2nd Division. Whether or not he was directly working underneath Hikari and then became captain of the 4th Division, or if somewhere along the lines he branched off. What we get is him being a drunken captain, clearly some reference to a wartime veteran, even though he's still, active duty, and him being the sole survivor of the Kaiju number 6 attack. Okay, so he's seen it all, which is even more bewildering that he would say that he has nothing to offer to these kids in terms of like a lecture. No, you have a lot to offer, because we know by his interactions with Captain Mina at the end of this chapter that he is the most skeptical captain there is when it comes to numbered weapons. That could be chalked up to the fact that he was there during the attack that Kaiju number 6 took the life of Hikari. He probably saw Hikari push 100% of her numbered weapon suit, saw all the backlash and everything that it can do to the body. So he is a big protester of numbered weapons. I'm sure he still has his, but it might be a situation where he limits his use of it extremely, okay? Granted, we don't know what Captain Ogata's weapon is. We can speculate on it. I'm not going to. Regardless of that, he's taking it upon himself to train Reno and Iharu so that what happened to his squad does not happen to his squad again, right? But like the roles are reversed because he's the captain now, not necessarily, an officer in it. He's calling the shots, much like Hikari was calling the shots back then. Now, a little bit of speculation on Captain Ogata. I mean, look, I'm gonna just call it now. I think he might be the next in line to, to bite the dust, all right? He says it himself, the timing is just too convenient, a compatible user for number 6, and a youngster with a similar ability to my own. He then goes on to say, my duty as a survivor, this is my fate. Is it your fate to train them, or is it your fate to go out like Hikari? I don't know, this manga is pulling me all which ways. It's very hard to speculate, but you do see a young Hikari. You get a little bit of personality development from her, in the sense that she's very spunky. Especially Hikari as, well, I don't know if she's a mother just yet in this, right? Because she's just now getting the suit, or she's about to get the suit. She's about to get tested because her cells have just become compatible. So I don't think she's married when she's speaking to young Captain Ogata in this flashback at the beginning of the chapter. So this is her before her daughter, before marrying Isayo. She's just a young soldier, a young officer grinding up the ranks. She just got approved to be tested for the Kaiju number 4 suit. And Ogata in this moment just has that flashback and was like, what if I just had opposed you in that moment, because she was nervous, she was scared. She was like, do you think that, you know, I can do this? Do you think that I can pass the test, be compatible, and then also be able to handle the power of Kaiju number 4? Because again, the possibility is that she could be taken over, and the only thing that she really wants to do, she just wants to be stronger for the jurisdiction that she's there to protect. So this brings a lot of Captain Ogata's worries back down to earth, right? It grounds him even more into reality. You start to see his personality, you start to see why he does what he does, you see why he went to Reno at the beginning and told him, look, I don't want you to do this, I think you should reconsider. This is not something that you should play around with. You're young, you're talented, and that is the real reason why, at least in my opinion, he went to Reno in that moment. Reno's stats are through the roof in terms of his progression, much like Hikari was back in the day. A little bit of parallel there. I still think Reno is, you know, a double agent. Regardless, the parallels are there. Hikari pushed very fast through the ranks. Reno is pushing very fast through the ranks, so they want to test him for this. And I'm sure, just like with Hikari, she passed a trial much similar to what Reno had, probably much more gracefully, and was granted the suit. And then you had the big battle that went down with Kaiju number 6, and we know how that played out with Hikari. So now you have a very similar situation in Reno, about to go up against Kaiju number 9, another massive battle. And if you remember from, I believe it was my last video, if not the last video, the video before last, where I said, look, the fights are only gonna get bigger after this Mole Kaiju. This Mole Kaiju is like a C tier threat. He's about to go up against Kaiju number 9. Their plan is going into action in 1 month time. It's probably less time now because of all of this training. You know he's gonna have to push his suit well beyond the boundaries of the Pride Land, 10 times over than what he just did for this Mole Kaiju. And then you're going to have to worry about all the fodder kaijus that Kaiju number 9 is going to have around him to protect him. So even if you get to Kaiju number 9, you're going to be exhausted, and you're going to have to draw on even more power from Kaiju number 6. The possibility that he loses control in that situation is extremely high, and he doesn't have the reps in it like the other captains. Reno's not a captain, I don't know why I said that, but he doesn't have the reps in like the captains do with their numbered weapons. They can use it for prolonged periods of time and be exhausted and still remain in control. Reno can't do that, so he's going to become a liability on the field. I understand that Captain Ogata said that he's taking Iharu and Reno under his wing to train them. It's still only a month's worth of training. You see what I'm saying? It's only a month, okay? Only a month. Granted, I don't know how that battle is going to play out, but it's not going to be 2 years, 3 years worth of training, not even a year worth of training. Hell, not even 6 months worth of training. All right, we're talking 30 days. All right, assuming number 9 doesn't make a move before that, right? He's not on their schedule. They're assuming he's not going to make a move for a month. He could drop bombs next day. And what you don't want to happen is what I think may have happened, is that Hikari pushed her suit too far. She lost control of her suit, much like to a degree what we just saw Reno do a couple chapters ago, right? He was losing a little bit of control. Now magnify that times 10, right? Hikari losing control and becoming a liability on the field. Two things could have happened. One, the Kaiju and Hikari eliminate each other. Or two, Hikari eliminates the Kaiju and then the defense force has to eliminate Hikari. Or three, Hikari eliminates the Kaiju, the defense force tries to eliminate Hikari, and Hikari escapes and is still out there, and the defense force covered it up like we know what they do with everything else that they're ashamed of. So there's a few possibilities on the field. All of those possibilities end with Hikari losing control, and Reno has already shown that he is prone to losing control. You're going into S tier territory in less than 30 days. Pull it together, son. But I have rambled on long enough. If you made it to the end, thank you. If you are new, go plus ultra and smash that subscribe button. Let me know you rock with the content that I put out on the channel. Like the video if you like the video, dislike the video if you dislike the video. Comment on the video your thoughts about what you think is going to happen in 1 month's time. Okay? If there is a fight in 30 days and it's not just like, you know, a bluff, right? Things might go good, things might go bad, but Reno, in my mind, is going to lose control. If not lose control, Kaiju number 9 is going to pull the sheets from underneath you and take Reno back under his control and keep it pushing from there. That's what I personally think is going to happen. A lot of headcanon, my tinfoil hat theory right there at the end of the video. Subscribe if you are new, and like always, and until next time, I'm out.